The arrival of a new stallion at any farm is always an exciting occasion, but when it's a son of a champion sire and a star race mare, not to mention an arresting individual, the anticipation is heightened. Rock Hero's impending first season in the covering barn cannot come soon enough for Chris and Kathy Backer of Lauriston Park, and the Fastnet Rock stallion joins a veteran of the industry on the Lauriston roster.
We've had Desert King for the last 2 seasons, and so he sort of started us off, and now with Rock Hero, I guess he probably takes us to another level, standing a first season sire and being a son of Fastnet Rock.
As a rising 5-year-old, Rock Hero already fills the eye. He has the physique of his sire, but also has plenty of European refinement through his dam, the multiple stakes winner Gallant Tess.
He's very imposing to look at. He has let down. I think he's still going to let down a little bit more. Maybe with a breeding season or 2 underneath his belt, he's going to be very impressive.
Rock Hero's arrival at stud has been years in the making for breeder John Cordina, who along with wife Sandy raced his dam Gallant Tess. To fully appreciate the Rock Hero story and how luck plays its role in this industry, we must journey back to John's initial foray into thoroughbred racing through part ownership of 2000 Australian Derby winner Fairway.
We got into Fairway by mistake, a group of us, and we struck gold effectively. He ended up being 3-year-old of the year, won the Australian Derby.
Won a Turnbull?
Won a Turnbull, beat Sunline. So after that, I probably was a bit partial to stayers. So I started looking at what sort of horses I'd like to buy. And Coolmore, who I was quite close with, were bringing out a number of those European stallions. And one they brought out was Galileo, and I just loved him. And I bought several horses, actually,
by Galileo.
By Galileo. I was able to get them at reasonable prices, and one of those was Gallant Tess.
Now residing at Kitchwin Hills, where she was raised, Tess was offered by Mick Malone's team at the 2005 Inglis Easter Yearling sale, but was passed in. She was later bought by John for just $60,000, receiving her name in tribute to John's mother.
Mum was a tough old lady, and I thought, well, look, what better person to name the mare after.
And she turned out to be a tough mare on the track too.
And she did, very much so. She was as tough as nails.
Trained by David Payne, Gallant Tess won 3 stakes races, including 2 Group 2 events. But it's her efforts to place in 5 Group 1s that highlight her toughness and ability. Plus, her win in the Fernhill and a 3rd in the Champagne Stakes is an indication of the family's precocity. When retired to stud, the choice of Gallant Tess's first mate was yet another happy accident.
I also had luck with another horse called Stripper, who was by Danehill Dancer, and he was standing at the time at Coolmore, so I thought I'll send her first off to Danehill Dancer. So she went to Danehill Dancer but missed twice, and I wasn't going to go back a 3rd time, so
went to Fastnet Rock.
The resulting foal was Rock Hero.
Well, at the time I had 2 colts that I bred, one out of Stripper and one out of Gallant Tess. Sandy and I decided that we'd keep one of them, and probably because of the closer affinity to Gallant Tess, Fastnet Rock, and probably in due course we thought he would be a better breeding proposition if he ever got that far, we decided to keep him.
Again under the guidance of David Payne, Rock Hero made his racing debut as an early 3-year-old and progressed quickly through the ranks. At just his 3rd start, the colt put in a tenacious effort at Newcastle to push Champagne Stakes runner-up Fawurza to a half length. Rock Hero was knocking on the proverbial door to break his maiden status. He would get his chance at his following start.
And Rock Hero aggressively ridden today, took up the running, and he's going to be much too good.
Breaking his maiden in track record time catapulted Rock Hero into Spring Carnival calculations, and the colt was entered for the listed Dulcify quality at Randwick.
We had it all worked out after the Canterbury win. We thought, go to the front or be on the speed and just run away in the straight. That was the plan. And then at the start, he had his head in the side stall, went up in the air and dipped coming out of the barrier, and I just turned around and thought, that's it.
Now Rock Hero, who everyone expected to be on the speed after that slow start, is back 4th last.
Coming into the straight, I think he was still second last or last on the fence.
Rock Hero's held up for a run on the fence. He needs luck.
All of a sudden he pushed the horse out of the way, and in the last 100 metres he literally sprouted wings.
Rock Hero's starting to get mobile up along the inside. Liberty's Choice in front. He's getting out late on Rock Hero. Liberty's Choice is sitting down. Rock Hero got up in the last stride.
He was down for the count, but he actually found something when, you know, a lot of horses, they sort of give up, but he just kept on coming and coming, and he had that will to get to the line.
Unfortunately, Rock Hero was never able to reach his Group 1 potential. He sustained an injury in the Spring Champion Stakes, where, despite being eased down, he still finished only 4 lengths from the winner Complacent. He returned in February the following year and, lacking race fitness, still managed a second in the Autumn Stakes first up.
David Payne, the trainer, he was of the thought that he was a true Group 1 horse, especially over a mile, and he rated him as equal, if not above, Criterion at the same stage. So I think that's a pretty good rap for the horse.
Rock Hero is clearly enjoying the change in environment, and with the 2015 breeding season fast approaching, should attract the eye of visitors.
He's a stunning individual. He stands at 16.2, got good length of rein, covers the ground, and you can see in his racing videos he's got great length of stride, got a great temperament. He ticks a lot of the boxes.
And he promises to stamp his stock, especially when looking at the types his Damn Gallant Tess has produced following Rock Hero.
We produced a colt that we sold at last year's Easter sales, which was a street cry bought by John Hawkes and Spendthrift Farm. So they thought he was a great type, and he was sold for over $500,000. The Reduced Choice filly, which is now a yearling, which we are going to keep, David Payne thinks that she will make an early 2-year-old. So that gives an indication of the quality of the mare, and what gives us confidence that Rock Hero equally will be able to produce horses which will come early. And the All Too Hard filly is another example. She's just going through a bit of a growth spurt at the moment, and like many of the weanlings at the current time, and we've got great confidence in her, and we'll probably end up keeping her as well.
Bred on the famed Danehill Galileo Cross, responsible for the likes of superstar Frankel, Rock Hero has the looks and genetic disposition to upgrade his mares. And most importantly, Rock Hero is competitively priced at $4,950, representing great value for Victorian breeders looking to cash in on the Supervobus scheme.
What he's probably going to give a lot of mares is maybe a little bit more scope, but also a temperament, and it's that temperament that when you get up to the top end with Group 1 levels, that's probably going to hold them in good stead.
The anticipation for the whole Rock Hero team is palpable.
Yeah, so Rock Hero, with his bloodlines, you know, he represents our future, and from there, who knows what's around the corner.
It's very exciting for Sandy and myself. Obviously, when you breed a horse, it's a whole lot different to when you actually buy it. And now we're going to stand it at stud. We will be sending a number of our mares to him to support him, and we just can't wait to get the foals out of him.